Good evening, YouTube. My name is Jacqueline Cousins Oliva, and today we're going to start off with wrestling reviews. I'm going to start off with Monday Night Raw on September 29th, 2025. Our Joe Test's store checked in on commentary while shot aired with most venue. Backstage Revival aired the Usos, Judgment Day, the Americanos, and Terrestone and Wade Barrett checked in to form a broadcast desk at ringside, set up highlight from last week's Austin Carey series heel turn. So the thing is, those bitches, the Kabuki fools, the Kabuki warriors turn on Io. You know, the woman that's supposed to be their family, right? They turn on him because she's friends with Rhea Ripley. They straight up jumped this woman, and my whole thing is, Asuka was in the wrong for what she did. I believe Asuka was in the wrong for what she did, and she shouldn't beat up on Io, and then for her to be forcing Kairi Sane into this brutal attack is completely insane. It's completely insane, and they should be humble for that. Rhea Ripley made her entrance in a ring impro, for an in-ring promo. Rhea Ripley, she always knew that it would come to this. Yeah, of course, because Asuka always got beef with Rhea, right? Rhea Ripley, right? She said she hopes she could settle things in the ring like warriors, and that she thought Asuka was. Rhea Ripley said that Asuka did what Asuka did to Io crossed the line. Rhea Ripley said they would settle things in the ring, then call out Kabuki Warriors to come get her. Next thing you know, Io Sky came out looking sad with her head down, joining Rhea Ripley ringside in the ring. They chant, broke out, some shit like that. I don't remember that. Sky said it broke her heart to say that Rhea Ripley was right about them. Of course, Rhea Ripley trying to warn Io Shirai about Asuka and Kairi and how funny they be acting. You saw how there was tension between Asuka and Io Shirai. But they were her family. They call her family. Well, my whole thing is family don't jump. Family don't spit mist in their face, just like what was about to happen. She still loves them. The fans booed Ripley, tried to console Sky. The Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane appeared on the big screen. Subtitles was used while Asuka said she taught Sky everything she knows. She act like none of it matters. Yes, it did matter. It did matter. She accused Sky of forgetting about her once she won the women's world championship. She won that on her own. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You the reason why Asuka won the women's world championship. Asuka told Sky to apologize to her. Okay, apologize. Okay, apologize to the people that straight up jumped her. To her, this could be like Siri saying, and they would remain her students. Sane said they could be a family again. Alright, that's a... Rhea Ripley told Asuka to go to hell, but then she told Sky she had to trust her. Sky was... I don't know. I saw Sky. I could tell she looked confused. She said and Rhea Ripley herself been burned by family. You know, when Rhea used to be part of the Judgment Day, that was the biggest opportunity for her. She apologized to Ripley and said she need more time. Sky made her exit from the ring and she looked like she was heading towards the back. Asuka and Sane attacked Rhea Ripley from behind. Sky returns to the ring to stop him. Sane knelt down in front of Sky and folded her hands. Well, of course, she's trying to talk. It looked like Kairi Sane is trying to talk some sense into Sky, and Sky standing up there wanting to beat up Asuka, but was holding herself back at the same time. While Kairi Sane was ducking, she didn't spit mist in her face. She spit mist in her face. They worked over Rhea Ripley, hitting her from the back. You know how you saw Raw. You saw how the rest happens. Sky was still covered up in that mist. She could barely even see. So, Rusev made his entrance while the footage aired behind him. JD McDuff flesh leaked, and I didn't see that part. When Dominic Mysterio froze at the apron, and that's supposed to be last week, right? And Finn Balor had to come out and break the accolade that Rusev had McDuff locked in. Dominic made his entrance with Balor and McDuff, but they stopped near the ringside in the back. So it's Dominic Mysterio versus Rusev for the Intercontinental Championship. Ring announcer Alicia Taylor delivered the in-ring instructions for the match. Barrett worked the comment about the Europeans whooping the American during the Ryder Group golf tournament, which I know nothing about. I don't know why he's bringing that up. The American friends attended the act to act like idiots. It should be ashamed. Okay. Rusev hit Dom with a follow-away slam on a broadcast table before the break. Dom battled back, but Rusev eventually took control, but Dom scurried out of the ring to avoid the accolade. A moment later, Dom hit Rusev from behind with the title belt. Rusev didn't budge, but he ended up with the belt. Dom dropped down and acted like Rusev hit him. The referee killed the belt from the ring, and Dom caught Rusev with a low blow. So Dominic was covering the referee, right? While he was covering the referee, he used his feet to hit Rusev right in his privates. So he pinned Rusev, grabbing the tights, and he remained Intercontinental Championship, which is stupid. I guess he cheated. Dominic cheated. He did what he did. He's always going to be a cheater. And he foolish from LA Knight telling Raw General Manager Adam Pearce that he wanted a title shot. Pearce said Knight isn't the only one. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods shows up. and claimed that Pierce owed them a World Tag Team title shot match. Pierce told the New Day duo that they had to earn it. Knight took offense at being interrupted and called a match with Keystone, which Pierce agreed to. The tour bus of Cody Rhodes showing while Tessa's tour hyped that the WWE champion was in the building. Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, WWE champion, was in the building seat, which is Cody Rhodes. Testosterone touted that the WWE podcast lineup. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins was in a video package aired to promote their match at WWE Crown Jewel in Australia. Cody Rhodes returning the WWE facing Rollins at WrestleMania. Rollins and Cody Rhodes stole the win from him by holding his tights at Backlash, which he did last week. He said they had to go to hell. Cody recalled working through torn pectoral muscles, and it wasn't the wisest decision, but thought he would find respect. Cody said it would be defiant win for him. Rollins and Cody Rhodes will forever be the defending rivals of his career. Rollins said what happened next was so tragic. So, last time I saw them at WrestleMania when he was facing Roman Reigns and The Rock, everybody was involved. Yes, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins were friends. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins did work together. So I don't know what changed. The footage of Bayley's personality issues with Lyra Valkyria backstage. Bayley wanted Valkyria to join her at ringside, but she was too upset about Bayley shoving her last week. Valkyria told Bayley she was on her own. Bayley made her entrance along hugging fans. So apparently Valkyria is still confused about Bayley's behavior. Tessa's store hype Fossa boxing starting January as the picture shown in Dana White Turkey out carries I can't pronounce that. So it's Bayley versus Raquel Rodriguez with Roxanne Perez. Now again, Bayley is by herself. She don't have Lyra Valkyria in her corner. Rodriguez's entrance was not televised. Rodriguez caught Bayley going for a hurricane off the apron and swung her to the barricade. Bayley put Rodriguez down and hit her with a swanton for a near fall. Baron said that it was a shout out to Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy, who are from the area. Rodriguez came back from showing frustration over not getting the 3 count. There were botched spot near the ropes that they made a quick recovery from. Bayley applied the figure 4 while Barry noticed that they were in Ric Flair country. Anybody know where Ric Flair is from? Let me see. Where is Ric Flair from? I'm sorry, my computer is slow. I'll wait till that pulls up. Perez weak. Bailey's eyes, the referee couldn't see it. Rodriguez hit Tajina bomb and then pinned Bailey. So Roxanne had a victory over Bailey. After the match, Barry noticed that Bailey couldn't have used Laura Valkyrie in her corner. But Laura Valkyrie did not want to go out there with Bailey. She don't want to be, she looked like she don't want to be bothered with Bailey. Rodriguez and Perez jumped Bailey until she ran out for a save. The heels team up on Valkyrie, put her down, jumped her. Bailey's demeanor changed. Then she got up and cleared heels from the ring, which was Rodriguez and Perez. Bailey turned to look at Valkyrie, who was down in the mat, leery of her. Bailey laughed and said, "Valkyrie got him! You got him! You got him!" She pulled her up to her feet and eventually got a high five from this woman. Okay. From what I heard, she's paying. I did not know Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy was here. And I did not know Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy was there. And where is Ric Flair from? Ric Flair is born in Memphis, Tennessee. So they're in Memphis, Tennessee. Ric Flair's country. Where is this at? Monday Night Raw? North Carolina at Lenovo Center. It was on September 29th. Backstage, Jimmy Uso asked Jay Uso about walking off when he and LA needed his help. Jay said helping Knight gets them nowhere. It gets them to lose at WrestlePalooza. Jay asked Jimmy why he helped him. Jimmy said he helped him and it would help Jay, who cut him off. I said no. No, I said no help, Jay replied. Jay recalled putting Knight down and said he might be the World Heavyweight Championship. But he did more than that. He told Jimmy that something he would get. Jay told Jimmy he loved him. Jay told Jimmy he loved him and walked away. Io Shirai was being treated by trainers, and we all know that happens. So I'm going to say this in my own words. So Io Shirai is being treated because she's still blinded with that stupid mist that Asuka spit in her face. She went up there, Kairi Sane went up there, and told Sky to apologize to Asuka. And we're going to be a family again. First of all, why would she want to apologize to a woman who after the two of you jumped her, plus she spit that crap in her face, and you want her to apologize? It's like wanting a victim to apologize to an attacker who attacked somebody in the streets. Kairi Sane sounds stupid. So I'm glad Io Sheree shoved Kairi Sane out of her life. My whole thing, Asuka, it's like Asuka trying to be their mama. Asuka want to be their mama so bad. It ain't like she wants, Asuka wants control. She's a fucking narcissist. Asuka is a fucking narcissist and she wants control. She don't want her girls to do better. She wants control. So of course Io Shirai is not gonna apologize to that crazy woman. She's not gonna apologize to her. Okay. This is gonna be the next one. Here's the next match. LA Knight made his entrance. Testosterone pushed 2-day combo tickets. I don't need to hear about tickets. This is about That's about WrestleMania 42, the one that's gonna be up like next week around April, next year around April. We all know about WrestleMania 42. It's gonna be in Dallas, Texas next. So Testosterone said will be in Dallas, Texas next week, starting at 7 and 8 Eastern. 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Okay, that's good. So, LA Knight versus Kofi Kingston with Xavier Woods. The next day entrance wasn't fully televised, which means they show the entrance on television. Knight sent Kingston to the floor and followed him. Knight slammed Kingston head on top of the barricade several times. Woods backed away. When Knight turned towards them, Kingston caught Knight with a kick, and ran him into the ring post. King jumped off the apron into the Knight. Woods provided another distraction, allowed Kingston to be on the offense later in the match. Knight ducked trouble and Paradise and put Kingston away with a BFT. I never seen LA Knight's move before. Hopefully I'll be able to see it. I'm a very expert at multitasking, so I might get a little distracted with my artwork while I'm watching wrestling. So please bear with me. The footage aired from SmackDown. Randy Orton saving Cody Rhodes for being worked over by Baron Breaker and Bronson Reed. Backstage, Akira Tozawa told Maxine Dupree that he's proud of her. Becky Lynch showed up and questioned why Tozawa would be proud of Dupree, calling her 5'9" inches of failure. I know that part. Dupree launched at Lynch, claiming the greatest female wrestler of all time. Claiming to be a greatest wrestler of all time. Lynch did her bit about how everyone says it. Dupree says it would be except for AJ Lee. Tozawa laughed. Lynch hit Tara, knocked him down, then hovered over him and laughed. Dupree scolded Lynch, who walked away. What is your problem? Why you got some sense? You're so insecure, this and that and this and that. And I'm like, girl, don't argue with this woman. Please don't. So she walked away. Dupree checked on Tozawa. Lynch returned and attacked Dupree with several producers arrived. They, of course, they broke up the fight. Becky Lynch walked away and approached her husband, Seth Rollins, who asked if she's feeling better. She says, a little bit. Lynch asked Rollins, how you feeling? Well, see, Seth Rollins replied. She asked if he wanted her or Paul Heyman to join him. He said, nah, I'll do it. I'll do it on my own. These notifications keep popping up on my computer. trying to, hold on. World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins made his entrance. Fans chanted his entrance. He looked at his match while he was in the ring, especially when the fans stopped and chanted for CM Punk, OCT, while Roman Reigns, and then saying Cody's name in European style. Rollins acknowledged that he is 0-3 against Cody Rhodes. I don't know what they talking about. And he said it doesn't matter. Rollins is the winner of their match at Crown Jewel. Jewel wouldn't just win. Crown Jewel wouldn't just win Crown Jewel Championship, but a winner of might decide the future of the industry for the next 10, 20 years. Rollins said there are actually some people who want Cody to win. Rollins said he would be the person who lead the industry to the future. He said he's done it right by staying with the company and push it to the golden age. He took Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, the two dudes he just met, under his wing so he could save them. He should give them his knowledge. Rollins said he sacrificed everything by trying to rid of the company of cancers such as Roman Reigns and Punk, yet fans still chant for Cody. WWE Champion Cody Rhodes made his entrance. He made his entrance and joined Rollins in the ring. Cody called Rollins in the nonsense of claiming they are fighting for the future. The only part that's true is that Seth Rollins stayed in the company. That part is true. Cody says the fans have all the control. What the hell? I'm hearing noises. Cody mentioned that Bronson Breaker and Bronson Reed showed up on SmackDown. Cody wondered if that was Seth Rollins or Paul Heyman. Rollins said their decision runs through him. Really? Rollins repeated that everything runs through him. No, it doesn't. The fans chanted in response, funny. It's stupid. Cody said he thought that Seth Rollins was his friend. Yes, they were friends at WrestleMania 41. They were friends. I remember now. They were friends. That was like 2-3 years ago. That was like a full year ago. He thought that Seth Rollins was his friend. They team up at WrestleMania 40. Now I remember. That was last year. Last year at WrestleMania 40. WrestleMania 41. Yeah, I remember that now. Rollins told him to shut up. He said it was never about his friendship. You lying. Yes, it was about friends. Y'all was friends. Rollins said that they had was a means to an end. Rollins said Cody was a laser of two evils. Rollins said everything that happened between them was dead, and that he would write a future at Crown Jewels. Okay. Rollins said he is the only person who would leave this region. Rollins excited exit the ring. I'm excited. First of all, I'm excited to see what happened. Backstage, Rhea Ripley approached Io Sky and asked if she was okay. Sky said no. Yep. Io admitted that Rhea Ripley was right about him and that she talked to Adam Pearson and she wanted to face her and she wanted to team up with Rhea and face the Kabuki Warriors. And Rhea Ripley was like, hold on. I heard that Kairi Sane was talking to you. But I want to make sure that I can trust you. I want to make sure that I can trust you. She said, Kairi Sane is lost and I could never go back to them. That's in my own words. I'm reading the notes from ProWestling. And after this, I'm gonna reveal who wrote this note, so I can give credit. So AJ Styles, hold on. AJ Styles made an entrance for his tag team match. Dragon Lee was in the ring with Styles coming out of the break. Tess's story reminded the viewers of next week Raw starting next Monday. Lee introduced himself to the crowd. It said it was an honor to share the ring with AJ Styles. Lee said he's the number one contender for the AAA Mega Championship. Which means he's coming for Dominic Mysterio. I have seen some of the 8 AAA matches and they were awesome. But the thing is, they speak Spanish. I'm not gonna be able to understand, but I can see the match and kind of comprehend and try to comprehend the match. So, anyways, Styles says he hoped Lee kicks Dominic's teeth in. Styles said he has a match at Crown Jewel against John Cena. So, it was AJ Styles instead of Edge. They're trying to make it seem like Edge is facing AJ Styles at a Crown Jewel. Which means he's coming for... which he says fans are responsible for. Styles says he gets to do something that he loves. He gets to beat up John Cena. AJ Styles says that with a smile. It's been like 2 decades since I watched AJ Styles wrestling moves. It's been a long time since I saw AJ Styles in the ring. I sincerely wish him luck in his match with John Cena. I've been looking forward to watching that. But tonight, which is September the 29th, which was last Monday, he kicked Los Americanos' ass. All 3 Americanos made their entrance. AJ Styles versus Dragon Lee. First, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus Los Americanos. Bravo and Rayo. Okay, Los Americanos. Okay. So, Tess, I can't pronounce his name, so I'm gonna make it short for Tess's story. Tess lists the Los Americanos named Bravo and Rayo got the better of Lee handling into an early break. So we're in the 3rd hour. Lee got Bravo hanging over the ropes and performed the double stomp in the top rope. Styles looked hot tag, work over both opponents. Styles eventually hit a phenomenal firearm at Reno, who ended up in the ringside. Lee took out Lee took out Rayo with a flip drive. Styles hit a Bravo with a Styles clash and he scored a pin. So therefore AJ Styles and Dragon Lee beat Los Americanos. Test reminded the viewers of next week Raw in Dallas, starting at 7 Central, 8 Central. The broadcast team ran through the show lineup. CM Punk returns. Women's Intercontinental Championship Becky face Maxine Dupree on the next show. Lara Valkyria face Roxanne Perez on the next show. So it's the next Raw coming up. The video package focused on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins and the men's crown jewels at Crown Jewel Championship. For the men's Crown Jewel Championship. Sorry. Excuse me. Stephanie Valkyria and Tiffany Stratton for the women's Crown Jewel Champion. And John Cena versus AJ Styles. Those are the matches that's going to happen at Crown Jewel. Backstage, Jackie Raymond interviewed Women's World Champion Stephanie Valkyria, who said she respect WWE Women's Champion Tiffany, but she will beat her at Crown Jewel. Stratton shows up. My eyes watering. Stratton shows up and said it will remain Tiffy time. I remember that part. Stephanie told her the time is over. La Primera will have a great use coming in second. That's going to be cool. Jey Uso and Jimmy were shown, of course. Then they entrance to the crowd through the main event. A shirtless kid, I don't remember that crowd. He pulls out a kid that's shirtless, doing this yeet. Tattooed arms with them, and they arrive at ringside. Doozles. At the gorilla position, Seth Rollins looked down while standing with Paul Heyman, Brian Breaker, and Bronson Reed. Heyman asked Rollins if he's okay. I have to beat him. So they're having he's having this conversation with Paul Heyman and the two guys, Breaker and Reed. He's like, I have to beat him. And Paul said, of course you had to beat him. Then they all looked at him and walked on stage. So it's Jimmy Uso's so there's the Uso brothers versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed with Paul Heyman. Tornado tag team match. He dove into Braun Breaker Reed while they were at ringside. The referee called for the bell and start the match. The Usos remain to the offense until they set up a double drive on Braun Breaker. The Reed tripped them up to the floor. Breaker returned to the ring and worked over Jay while Reed roughed up Jimmy on the floor. Breaker set up his clothes from the apron, but they hit him from behind. They went for a suicidal drive. Reed caught him with a punch and in the floor. Reed ran Jay into the ring steps. Reed cleared the broadcast table, pulled Jimmy up on him. Jimmy slipped up. That was the coolest match. Jimmy slipped off and Breaker's shoulders and knocked him off the table. Breaker jumped in from the barricade in front of the timekeeper area and hit Jimmy in the clothesline, which broke the table. Jay was fighting both heels coming out of the break. Reed got off the better with Usos. Breaker stacked the Usos that Reed could hit him with a tsunami, and they were interrupted by entrance music. Roman Reigns made his entrance with a chair in his hand, so that was Roman Reigns coming out. Immediately cleared Breaker off to the floor. Reigns stared at Reed, then worked him over with the chair. Reed went into the floor. Reigns followed and continued to hit him with a chair until Reed ended up on the other side of the barricade. Barricade hit Reigns, who fought him off quickly. Then the fans chant Roman Reigns in European style, and in the ring, Jimmy super kicked Breaker. Then Jay scared Breaker. Then Usos went up top and upside the corners and hit double Uso splash. Jay Uso Breaker got 3 counts. Jimmy Usos defeated Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in a tornado tag match. After the match, Reigns entered the ring and hit Braun Breaker with a chair. Breaker tumbled out of the ring near Paul Heyman, who was in the entrance aisle. Reigns and Jay did a Braun handshake and execute producer credits roll while Reigns told Jay it's all about Jim, and Jimmy Watch didn't look past. So that was a cool match. I don't remember seeing what happened, but that was pretty cool. Overall, a solid show provides strong hype of the Cody Rhodes versus. So they're going over the hype of Cody Rhodes match at Crown Jewel. So let me see. This article was written by Jason Powell. So that's the review. That's some of my intake on Monday Night Raw. I'll be back with another one.